Hello and welcome to the Pleasure Academy. Today we're diving deep into a fascinating signal in human interaction. When she's copying your every move, is it just coincidence or a subconscious message? Let's explore the hidden psychology behind this powerful cue. Part 1. Segment 1. Why we mirror. Have you ever noticed someone adjusting their posture just after you do, sipping their drink when you sip yours, or even crossing their legs in the same way? This is called mirroring, and it's a natural human behavior rooted in social bonding. Psychologists believe we mirror people to create rapport, show empathy, and signal connection, often without even realizing it. From childhood, we learn to match others' actions as a way to blend in and feel accepted. But when it happens in one-on-one interactions, it can carry a much deeper meaning, especially in romantic or attraction-based contexts. In relationships, mirroring can be the body's quiet way of saying, "I'm tuned into you, I like you, and I feel safe with you." Understanding why this happens is the first step to decoding whether it's just politeness or something much more personal. Segment 2. The science of copycat behavior. Mirroring has a fascinating neurological foundation. Mirror neurons. These specialized brain cells fire both when we perform an action and when we see someone else perform that same action. In other words, your brain doesn't just observe someone tapping their foot. It experiences the movement as if you were doing it yourself. This wiring helps us empathize and synchronize with others. When attraction enters the equation, the brain's reward systems amplify the effect. You start unconsciously aligning your movements, speech patterns, and even breathing rhythm with the other person. Scientists think this is part of an evolutionary mechanism. Our ancestors who could quickly form bonds were more likely to survive. So, when she's matching your posture or gestures, it might not be intentional at all. Her brain could simply be responding to a deep, ancient signal that says, "I like being connected to you." Segment 3. Subconscious attraction signals. Here's where things get intriguing. Most mirroring is completely subconscious. She's not sitting there thinking, "Okay, now I'll sip my coffee when he sips his." Instead, her mind is focused on the conversation, and her body naturally falls into rhythm with yours. This synchronization creates a sense of harmony, both for her and for you. Researchers have found that when two people are in sync physically, their emotional connection often strengthens. It's like your bodies are holding a quiet conversation beneath the words you speak. This is why mirroring is often seen as a sign of attraction. It bypasses the logical brain and emerges from deeper, instinctive layers of interaction. The real challenge? Learning to tell whether it's happening out of habit, politeness, or because there's a genuine spark she's not yet putting into words. Segment 4. Types of mirroring. Mirroring isn't just about physical gestures. It comes in 3 main forms. Physical mirroring, matching posture, gestures, facial expressions, or even breathing patterns. Verbal mirroring, adopting similar slang, speech rhythms, or word choices. Emotional mirroring, reflecting someone's mood, energy, or enthusiasm. Imagine you're telling a funny story and she laughs in the same style or at the same moments you do. That's emotional alignment. Or perhaps you lean on the table and seconds later she does too. That's physical mirroring. And when she starts using your favorite expressions or phrases, that's verbal mirroring in action. Each type can appear alone, but when all 3 are present, it often signals a strong, subconscious bond. Recognizing these patterns can help you decode her interest while avoiding false assumptions based on just one type. Segment 5. How to spot it. Spotting mirroring requires a mix of observation and patience. Don't look for a single moment. Look for patterns over time. Start by noticing if she consistently adopts your body language within a short delay. Is she leaning forward when you lean forward? Does her smile appear right after yours? Then pay attention to language. Has she started using your favorite idioms or matching your pace of speech? Finally, observe emotional shifts. If you become more energetic, does she too? The key is subtle repetition. One copied movement might mean nothing. 5 in a row across different contexts suggests something deeper. Pro tip: observe in varied settings. Mirroring is more telling when it happens in relaxed, natural moments rather than formal or work environments, where people might mirror just to be polite or professional. Segment 6. The difference between friendly and romantic mirroring. Here's the tricky part. Mirroring doesn't always mean romance. It can also signal friendship, trust, or respect. Friendly mirroring often happens in group settings or with long-term friends, where the goal is social harmony. Romantic mirroring, however, tends to be more exclusive and accompanied by other attraction cues. Lingering eye contact, open body posture, subtle touches, or leaning in closer during conversation. If she mirrors you but also keeps physical distance, avoids prolonged eye contact, or seems distracted, it may be friendliness rather than attraction. In romantic contexts, the mirroring often feels warmer, more attentive, and more in sync with your unique quirks rather than generic social gestures. The difference lies in intensity and focus. Romantic mirroring feels like she's tuned into you, not just going along with the social flow. Segment 7. Cultural and social factors. Not all mirroring means the same thing in every culture. In some societies, mirroring is a deliberate social skill taught for politeness and business etiquette, so it may not carry any romantic weight. For example, salespeople and customer service professionals often mirror clients to create trust. Similarly, in collectivist cultures, aligning behavior is a sign of respect and group cohesion rather than personal attraction. Social context matters too. Someone might mirror you at a networking event simply to build rapport, not because they're interested in dating. This is why it's crucial to read the whole picture. Look at setting, relationship history, and other nonverbal signals before drawing conclusions. Cultural awareness keeps you from overinterpreting normal politeness as personal interest, ensuring your reading of the signal is accurate and respectful to both parties. Segment 8. When mirroring means comfort, not love. Mirroring can also be a sign of comfort and trust, without any romantic undertone. Think about close friends who unconsciously match each other's pace while walking or mimic each other's mannerisms over time. In these cases, the behavior reflects deep familiarity and ease, not necessarily attraction. People in long-term platonic relationships often develop shared speech patterns, favorite phrases, or similar gestures simply because of prolonged exposure. So, if she's mirroring you but there's no shift in tone, energy, or emotional tension, it might just mean she feels safe and connected. This is still a wonderful signal. It tells you your presence is reassuring, your energy is in sync, and you've built a meaningful rapport. The takeaway: mirroring is always worth noting, but the meaning changes depending on the emotional and relational context in which it appears. Segment 9. Mini recap and teaser for deeper insights. So far, we've learned that mirroring is a natural, often subconscious behavior rooted in our brain's mirror neurons. It can signal attraction, trust, or social harmony, depending on the context. We've explored different types: physical, verbal, and emotional, and discussed how to distinguish between friendly and romantic mirroring. We've also touched on cultural factors and why sometimes mirroring simply means comfort. But here's the exciting part: there are even deeper layers to this signal, ways to spot it in digital spaces, how it evolves over time, and what it means when you find yourself mirroring her back. In Part 2, we'll unpack advanced signs, common misreads, and how to respond when you spot this subtle dance of human connection. Part 2. Segment 10. Body language clues beyond mirroring. While mirroring is powerful, it's even more telling when combined with other body language cues. Look for open posture, uncrossed arms, relaxed shoulders, and feet pointed toward you. Notice if she leans in when you speak, or if her torso faces you even when others are talking. Micro expressions, those fleeting smiles or raised eyebrows, can also reveal interest. Touch is another signal. Light, casual touches on the arm or shoulder often pair naturally with mirroring. If she matches your gestures and displays these other nonverbal signs, it's far more likely you're dealing with genuine attraction rather than just politeness. Think of mirroring as one puzzle piece. The whole picture becomes clearer when you place it alongside other subconscious indicators of connection and engagement. That's when the pattern truly speaks volumes. Segment 11. Mirroring in speech and tone. Mirroring isn't limited to body movements. It often extends into speech patterns. You might notice she begins using the same slang, idioms, or even catchphrases you use. Sometimes she'll match your pace. If you speak quickly, her words speed up. If you pause more, she pauses too. Tone mirroring can be subtle but telling. She might soften her voice to match yours during intimate moments or raise her energy when you get excited. Studies show that vocal alignment increases feelings of familiarity and trust. If her speech patterns have shifted toward yours without conscious effort, it's another sign her subconscious is tuning in. Pay attention to shared rhythms in conversation. When two people naturally flow together verbally, it's often because they're already in sync emotionally, making the verbal mirroring a strong attraction or deep connection cue. Segment 12. Shared habits formation. When mirroring continues over time, it often leads to the creation of shared habits. She might start ordering the same drink you like, adopting your workout routine, or using your favorite expressions regularly. This is called behavioral convergence in psychology. It's how close relationships form a unique culture that outsiders might not even notice. The more time you spend together, the more these small, mirrored behaviors become part of your shared identity. In romantic contexts, this builds intimacy. In friendships, it builds loyalty. Either way, it's a sign she values the bond and feels comfortable enough to integrate pieces of your lifestyle into her own. The next time you hear her order your signature coffee or laugh in a way that sounds suspiciously like you, recognize that you're witnessing the long-term effects of mirroring in action. Segment 13. Mirroring in digital communication. Mirroring doesn't just happen face-to-face. It shows up in texting and online chats too. She might start using the same emojis you use, matching your punctuation style, or even replying with similar length messages. If you send voice notes, she may respond with voice notes instead of text. On social media, she might like similar types of posts you engage with or comment in a style that echoes yours. These small digital cues are the online equivalent of body language mirroring. While they're easier to fake intentionally, consistent patterns still often emerge subconsciously. The key here is consistency over time. If she continually adapts her digital style to match yours without it feeling forced, it's a modern sign her communication rhythm is aligning with yours, hinting at a deeper personal connection. Segment 14. When you start copying them back. Mirroring can become a two-way street. Without realizing it, you may start matching her tone, posture, or habits in return. This mutual mirroring is a hallmark of strong interpersonal chemistry, whether platonic or romantic. It means both parties feel comfortable enough to drop guardedness and naturally sync up. Psychologists link this to empathic resonance, where emotional and physical alignment reinforce each other. If you find yourself picking up her phrases, mimicking her gestures, or adopting her interests, it's worth reflecting. Are you doing it intentionally, or is it just happening? When mirroring becomes mutual, the relationship often accelerates in closeness. It's no longer just about her sending a signal. It's about both of you building an unspoken rhythm, like two dancers moving instinctively to the same beat. That's when connection becomes truly magnetic. Segment 15. Mirroring and empathy. One of the most profound aspects of mirroring is its connection to empathy. When we mirror someone's expressions, tone, or body language, our brain essentially feels what they feel. This is why a yawn or a smile can be contagious. Our neural wiring responds automatically. In close relationships, this empathy deepens trust and emotional intimacy. If she mirrors you consistently, it might be her subconscious way of saying, "I get you, I feel what you feel." This makes conversations smoother and conflicts easier to resolve. In attraction scenarios, the empathetic aspect amplifies emotional bonds, making the other person feel deeply understood without needing to explain every thought. Recognizing this empathetic link can help you respond in ways that nurture the connection, rather than taking it for granted or misinterpreting it as a simple habit. Segment 16. Misreading the signal. Before you jump to conclusions, remember, not all mirroring means romance. Professionals in sales, therapy, or hospitality are trained to mirror clients as a rapport-building technique. Friends and coworkers may do it as a social lubricant. Even strangers might mirror briefly out of politeness. The danger lies in isolating mirroring as your only evidence of attraction. Always combine it with other cues: eye contact, body orientation, tone shifts, and engagement level. If she mirrors but also checks her phone often or seems distracted, it's likely not romantic. Being aware of this prevents awkward misunderstandings and helps you respect boundaries. The best approach? Treat mirroring as an interesting clue, not a definitive answer. That way, you remain open to genuine signals without forcing meaning where there might be none. Segment 18. Mirroring in group settings. Group settings are a goldmine for spotting genuine mirroring. If she's mirroring you even when others are present, it suggests her focus is on you. For instance, during a group dinner, she might take a sip of her drink right after you do, or laugh just a moment after your laugh, even if someone else is talking. This selective attention is telling. Mirroring in a crowd requires conscious or subconscious prioritization of one person's cues over everyone else's. It's like she's tuned into your frequency despite the background noise. Watch how her body orients. If her feet, knees, or torso remain angled toward you most of the time, that alignment paired with mirroring can speak volumes. In romantic contexts, this combination is one of the strongest interest indicators you can quietly observe without having to ask direct questions. Segment 19. When mirroring stops. Changes in mirroring patterns can be just as telling as the presence of mirroring itself. If she used to match your energy, gestures, or speech style and suddenly stops, it might indicate a shift in comfort, attention, or emotional state. This doesn't always mean negative feelings. It could be due to stress, distraction, or external circumstances. However, a consistent drop in mirroring often signals reduced engagement. In romantic contexts, it can hint at fading attraction or unresolved tension. That's why it's important to notice trends, not just isolated moments. If mirroring decreases, consider the broader context. Has the dynamic changed? Has communication slowed? Recognizing these shifts early can help you address issues directly and maintain a healthy, honest connection before misunderstandings or distance set in. Segment 20, Building Healthy Connection. If you notice she's mirroring you, the best response is to foster the connection naturally. Don't call it out, just continue engaging authentically. Mirroring thrives in relaxed, genuine interactions, so focus on active listening, shared experiences, and mutual respect. Use the signal as encouragement to invest more in the relationship, whether that's through deeper conversations, shared hobbies, or simply spending more time together. Remember, mirroring is about alignment, not manipulation. Avoid trying to force it. Instead, let it evolve as part of your natural rhythm. By maintaining openness, humor, and empathy, you create an environment where mirroring, and the bond it represents, can deepen over time. Think of it less as a proof of interest, and more as a green light to explore where the connection could lead. Conclusion. Mirroring is one of the most fascinating subconscious signals in human interaction. A quiet dance of alignment that can reveal trust, empathy, and sometimes romantic interest. We've explored its roots in mirror neurons, the many forms it takes, and how to distinguish between friendly rapport and attraction. While it's never a guarantee of romantic feelings, consistent mirroring, especially alongside other cues, can be a powerful indicator of emotional connection. The key is to observe patterns, respect context, and respond authentically. Whether it's the start of something new or a sign of deep comfort, mirroring reminds us that human connection often speaks without words. Thanks for joining us here at the Pleasure Academy. If today's insights sparked your curiosity, hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and keep exploring the subtle art of connection. Until next time, stay observant, stay genuine, and stay connected.